Well, good morning, everybody. If you're on the West Coast, we're back at Mission Point, and we're gonna do a little refresher on our goals. Now, if you got your guidebook handy, grab it, because I could use some assistance. But I think right now what we're looking at is a short build goal. Those bills look pretty clean to me. If this is your first time watching one of my live streams, welcome. Thanks for joining in. You'll probably quickly find out I'm no expert. Oh wow. Oh dear. We got a crow attacking one of the Bonaparte gulls there. Oh, it got away. Good. The Bonapartes. There was quite a large flock there, but the crow had something to say about it. Okay, well, while these guys all recalibrate, let's take a good look at what goals we do have here. See if we can maybe ID a few. Maybe we can even get some pronunciations right today. Okay. So we're looking at leg color, eye color, and their bill, and their primary wing feathers, the tips of their wings, which are those feathers that are over the tail. Okay, those to me look like short-billed gulls. Scan over to their friends over here. Now that one is probably a ringed-billed gull with the ring at the tip of its bill. Again, we want to look at eye color. Oh, our main camera's down already. That's not a good start. I hope that wasn't on for long. That was a tough start. All right, main camera's back up. Okay, I'm not too sure what we missed there, so we'll just... So we got the short-billed gull. Feel free to comment in. Okay, so I'm going to say that's a ring-billed gull with the black marking. I think I can make out some lighter eyes. Okay, let me just... I'll turn on my comments here so I can see if anyone's able to... It's a team effort today. Should make it a little more fun too. All right, what do we got here? What are we guessing? Short billed on that one. Okay. Now the short-billed gulls have like, oh, maybe we've got a little marking on the bill there. Maybe that's a, let's see. No, that looks pretty clean. And that's the dove-like head. And that there is probably more of a juvenile ring-billed gull. Darker eye. Now you at home most likely have a better view of this than I do with my little LCD screen that I'm using in the bright sun here with the sun at my back. But it creates good light for us, so no complaints. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see here. The crow monks. It's the first time I've seen them attack a Bonaparte's gull. Glad to see it get away. There's lots for the crows to eat. They don't need to be. Does the gull behind there have a little red on that tip as well? Maybe a California gull? Okay, let me just back this out here. You can hear what I think is oyster catch. Oh yeah, here they come. Black oyster catchers. Looks like they're headed to the other side of the beach. See if we can zoom in on them. Yeah. You see the bright orange bill. Very cool. Very cool shorebird. Okay, just gonna back it out here and just get make sure my live feed's working as well. There we go. Okay, now I can see what you're seeing. Okay, so I think the Bonnie parts got disturbed by the crow and then yeah, there they are. You can easily recognizable here with the black heads. I see a couple, maybe some ducks swimming on the other side of the shore here. Or I thought I did. Scan the shoreline. There were what do we got there? There's a couple mallards. Tough to get a good look when they're moving that fast. Maybe some black turnstones. We get those out here this time of year. I think I see some. I think that was a smaller flock of black oyster catchers. Okay. Merlin ID says that here's a short-billed gull. Okay, I'm gonna wander up a little closer, see if we can get a little bit better view of some of these ones at the far point and in this creek here. Okay. Now you can see this one juvenile seagull is quite a bit larger. The juveniles are very tough to identify. Pretty much expert birders. Maybe one day that's where we can be. Looks like might be one with a little bit. That's your ringed bill gull. No, those ones are the short bill gulls. Which used to be called, there's a Bonaparte's. Nice little Bonaparte's gull. I see Merlin's here and he thinks that here's the American herring gull. Those have a very, they're larger and a very, very light piercing eye. So we'll be on the lookout for them. All right. There are American crow. Not sure if that was the one that was getting rough with the Bonapartes. You can hear the unique call of the Bonapartes. Couple more crows on top of that rock there. Keep a close eye on the shores for the black turnstones, especially with this light. They really blend in, so you pretty much just need to see the ground moving. We get a few Caspian terns here, so it's always good to scan through all the gulls to see. Okay, we'll get some ducks over here. Oops. Looks like a mallard. Shooting right into the sun, so it's very backlit. Makes it a bit tougher to make it out, but what do we think? Mallard? See if it's kind enough to turn its side. Lighten it right up, see if we can make out a bit more detail. Yeah, I'd guess a mallard there from what I can see. Maybe some cormorants? Yeah. Maybe Brandt's cormorants. Maybe I saw a pink around its bill. So if you've never watched one of my streams before, what I do is I obviously do my best to ID when we're out here, but afterwards I review the footage and look at it on my computer screen where I can get a better view, and I do my best to ID from that, and I re-upload a full 1080p version, and I time code all the birds that I'm able to identify. upload, and I post that later on this evening. But for those that like the thrill of being live, you're stuck with me doing the identifying together. Now my live feed resolution, right now I'm just working on 540p resolution. I'm struggling to find the right resolution to make sure that the feed buffers the least amount as possible. It's always a struggle to get a good cell signal over here, but I was hoping to do a little higher resolution than 540, but it seems to work for me. But one trick you could do is you could take a shot of the screen, and with an app like Merlin ID has a photo ID app, and I was able to do it just testing at home and taking a photo of my computer screen, and Merlin ID was able to help me out and identified the photo of the picture of a picture. So maybe one day I could get a little assistance from the viewers at home. The Bonapartes are active. Let's just peek on these. See in the treetops here, the eagles wait. There's one. It's a bald eagle. And all of a sudden you'll notice all these birds on shore will just start scattering and flying all over, and most of the time, if you find, you'll see an eagle incoming. See if we can brighten it up so we can see its white tail and white head. That's the giveaway that that's a bald eagle. They're quite common here. Looks like your mallard. All right, let's see this, scan these ducks here, see if we can find. Okay. Walk a little closer to the shore. Get a little bit tighter without disturbing these guys over here. Might be able to get some tighter shots of them as well. You can hear the oyster catchers with that high-pitched call. Alright, let's see. What do we got? We got any shorebirds showing up here? And feel free to comment on any birds you're able to ID, any mistakes I'm making. Or anything you like. Do you have a favorite gull? I don't know, these Bonapartes are pretty cool. They might be my favorite. Over here. Maybe I can redeem myself and say it properly this time. A glaucous wing gull. Pretty sure that's what we can see here. They're usually the most common gull found here. And they're the only ones where the wingtips are a gray color that match the back of the bird. There, if I adjust the light, looks like that's a pretty good match. It's got the little red dot on the bill. Sounds like a helicopter, but I was gonna say it sounds like yeah, there we go. The black oyster catchers have gotten a little closer. And they're catching some clams. Very proficient with that bill. At least 3 of them there. These are all the little Bonapartes. I wonder what their new name is going to be. The birding world's getting a bit of a mix-up here over the next few years, where they've decided to rename all the birds that are named after somebody. There, these oyster catchers wanted us to get some better light on them. See how they use the bill. A very cool looking bird. Well, hopefully all those sounds the Bonapartes are making are showing up. I know there's a bit of a breeze on me right now, so there we go. Having some breakfast. Alright, looks like at this far point across the river here. See if we can find any shorebirds showing up. could hear the glaucous wing gull arrive. It's the most common call we hear for gulls around here. Yeah. You can see how the wingtips, they're just above the tail, match the back of the bird. A couple more oyster catchers just right here. Now as the tide's going out, looks like more and more birds are checking the shoreline to see what gets revealed. See, these ducks are moving a little closer. Yep. Mallards. Mr. Crow. See a few more moving out over the water. Let's see. Ooh, hard to tell. Maybe some harlequins? Harlequin ducks? We'll have to review that footage. They're a spectacular looking duck. Okay, what do we have? A loon out here? Maybe it's a... Maybe a red-throated loon? Got the equivalent of a 1200mm lens on this camera. It definitely dives. Hard to tell when you're zoomed right in and don't have perspective, the size of them, or it looks like those are just some sea lions popping up back there. Should we chill with the bonnies for a little bit? Oh, what do we got here? Short billed. There's the bonnies. Yeah, I wonder what would be a good name for these little guys. Just scanning out on the water there. See if I can spot anything else. There's a larger, it's a black wingtips. Let's see here. Pretty sure that Bonnie tried to land on its head. So yeah, for goal identification, just when you're able to see the legs, that's a big bonus. The leg color, is it a shade of yellow? Is it a shade of pink? That's pretty cool. You can see out in the distance there's quite a bit of activity. I don't know if those are the Bonapartes or a lot of birds like heading out to the islets out there. We can make out, maybe there's just some sea lions on there. It would be nice to try to spot this herring gull. Maybe that's what the one larger one was. That had the black wingtips. It was the size of a glaucous wing gull. Just gonna scan these ducks one more time to see maybe we could pick up another species. Oftentimes there's American widgeons in here. Those for the mallards. What do we got here? Same map. Okay, there's a few more down at this end. Yeah, there's a widgeon. Just the lighting just a little bit. Just ducked its head down there. Yeah. Can make out at least one American widgeon. Okay. Well, that's cool. There's another species to add for today. Yeah, it'd be nice to confirm a new species for the live stream, like the herring gull. I think there's a good chance that one was. You have the lighter eye. Here, I think that's just the glaucus. Let's see. Huh? Can we make out the tail, the wing tips? Getting them all nice and clean for us. These little guys. That's distracted by the crow. Lost him. Alright, well, let's look back at it. It's behind me here. Okay, well, that's a short-billed short-billed gull with a dove-like head and small bill, unmarked. Now that one is your ringed bill gull. You can see the bit of a okay. There's your black oyster catcher. Okay. See? Shorebirds and Gulls. That's what we titled it today. How do I know? Now, have we spotted a California gull yet? They're similar to the ring-billed gull, but they have a bit of red on there. And I'm pretty sure they have the dark eyes. Bit of red on their bill with dark eye. But about the same size, maybe a little smaller than the ring-billed gull. Who do we got here? Oh. Bufflehead just popped up there. 2. And down. Well, that was cool. I was focusing in on that one gull, and always nice when that happens. Wow, look at. Okay, maybe these are surf scotters. I might have for a second saw their nice orange big bill that they have. Pretty large flock. Well, still going. The surf scotters are a cool looking bird with almost like a nose-like bill. Oh, what were these? Is the buffle heads taken off? Okay. There were 6 of them, it looked like to me. There's one lighter colored gull in there, but that might just be a juvenile. Oh look, see, these have all kicked up. I just scanned over and the eagle's still sitting on that tree, the same one. I'm not too sure what's caused the disturbance. Sometimes people just let their dogs loose here on this point, so it could be just that. Okay. Mallards. I can't quite make that one out. Shooting into the light. Not sure what that is either. And these the widgeons here. Yeah, American widgeon. Two there. There's a better look. What are these guys? Just one lone bunny part. Yep. Scanning out on the water and seeing if we can see any more flybys. And here the oyster catchers on the move. This guy's having words with the yeah, looks like just a couple mallards. Alright, we'll get a nice close look at this glaucous wing gull. Yeah, you can see the wingtips are relatively the same, gray. It's got the red marking on the bill. Let's just move a little hair closer. Couple oyster catchers on the move that you can hear. Here they come. And you can see they almost have two irises, it looks like. Some of them. Alright, I'm just kind of scanning out on the water. Those are possibly your harlequins. Maybe I can make out their patterns and colors, but we'll have to put that one up on the computer screen and look at that. We get lots of golden eyes out here as well. I'm not seeing any of the smaller shorebirds. Just so far, I think just the oyster catchers. The black turnstones are quite common this time of year. And you do have to look hard. There's just a little posse of widgeons down here. Let's see if we can make out if there's any other species amongst them. Oh, what's that? Maybe a northern shoveler. It had quite a large bill, didn't it? Just got a quick glance and it seemed like almost like a shoveler-like bill. Okay, we'll see if that one decides to move at all. You can see the eagles still. Patiently waiting up there. Bald eagle. See one bird out in the waves out here all by itself. Let's see. Did it dive down? I just caught its head just a little bit above one of the waves. Probably the same one we were seeing before. See the white marking on the back of its neck there, the middle bird. Oh, we're getting some glimpses. Yeah, it's exciting. You never know what those could be. I'm always surprised when I go back and review my footage and say, oh wow, those were harlequins. Oh wow. Golden eyes, or it just appears to be a black dot. But okay, well, what I'll do is I'm gonna wander towards the bird, the duck in question, the bird in question. Maybe it was a shoveler, because it sure would be cool to get a new species. And I do have to be wary about the losing a cell signal, so I'll keep an eye on things here. Oh, I see that Merlin heard a sandpiper, or it thinks it did. Okay. Spot that, eh? Needle in a haystack. Let's see if I can. A least sandpiper. So usually what I do, one of the best bets is, birds know the trick about safety in numbers. So if you hear something on Merlin, the best idea is to look where all the other birds are. Let's see if we can. Okay. Not seeing any there. Okay, let's check this shoreline. Wouldn't that be neat if it was just right by us? Okay. Well, sandpipers are quite small. So, maybe it was a flyby. And see, this is the last one it's heard. Pretty confident it's not amongst this group. We'll do one last look at this little island of rocks here between as the tide's coming out. See if we can see any peeps, which is a nickname for sandpipers. Let's go. Scanning the shorelines. Oh, now it's hearing a black-bellied plover. Okay. Let's see if I can get up on screen what. So that's unlikely, it says. Merlin can make mistakes, that's for sure, but it's always nice to keep a lookout. And then the least sandpiper looks like that. but quite a bit smaller. And it says it's likely. Ooh. Okay. Okay, well that would be cool, hey? Oh, what do we got here? Bufflehead? Yep. A male bufflehead and a female. That's pretty cool. Okay, well let's since we're getting a few tips from Merlin, let's just, be real careful here and scan the shoreline. I'm not 100% familiar with those, but most of those smaller shorebirds have a really high pitch call, somewhat similar to the oyster catcher. But I didn't think I heard any. None jumped out at me. Oh, what do we got here? Canadian geese, Canada geese, goose. Alright, let's see if we can spot any. Sorry, just having a few technical, but yeah, thank you for watching. There we go. And camera's back. Okay, well let's, it's all an experiment, so let's wander up and see if maybe that is a northern shoveler, or Okay, that was the black oyster call. And I'm just constantly scanning the shoreline, just seeing if any smaller birds catch my eye. Looks like we still got decent cell signal here. Pretty sure that's all just the oyster catchers making that call. Yeah, there. What do we got? Yeah. No, I'm not 100% sure, but that to me looks like a northern shoveler. Oh, we should quickly check, see what else is hanging out. There's a bit better look at the widgeon. Bunch of them. Okay, that's cool. That'd be a new species for the live streams. That'd be species number 55, if so. Whatever it is, it's new for, most likely. I'm pretty sure that that's, that large bill like that you would obviously be good at shoveling. Is, a pretty good giveaway that that's what it is. Well, I think we'll end it on there. I think that was pretty cool. Well, hopefully the panning and the zooming wasn't too much. I was trying to keep up with some pretty fast birds. Well, this thing's, there's another one up here in the sky that's looks like a large cormorant. Well, it's a beautiful day here. The spring is arriving. We're in our last few days of April. And a lot of birds get excited for the month of May. April's been pretty good so far too. Oh, looks like that one shoveler might be moving around a little bit. Might give us a bit more of a look. Yeah, look at that. Let's see. And yeah, look at that. Very cool. Well, feel free to drop some comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Yeah, let's see this large and the big bright orange foot, and he hides his big bill. You don't have to be embarrassed. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I'll be re-uploading this in full 1080p later on this evening. Doing my best to confirm the IDs of some of those birds. And we'll be back at it, most likely tomorrow. So thanks again for watching, and see you soon.